nice smile. Try to take me out the ghetto, but I'm still wild.
And we're back with another Tye Tuesday. So guys, thank you for tuning in yet again. So today I want to talk about toxic relationships. So that's a big thing. We know somebody in a toxic relationship, or somebody who just got out of a toxic relationship, or still in one, or maybe you're in one yourself. So I hope this can help somebody. So in the news lately, we know about Wendy Williams and her husband, Kevin Hunter. They're getting a divorce, or they got divorced, and their son in the altercation that he had with his father. And basically the whole thing has been a mess, but lately Wendy just posted herself with somebody new in California, and they just, had an amazing time. And that's been what's been floating around. In addition to that, Blac, Chyna, and her mom, Tokyo, recently got a show on Zeus Network. And we saw from the clip that they already are getting into it, like full-fledged trying to fight each other, like security had to jump in. And I just wanted to go into talking about this today because I see it's a big thing, that toxic relationships are just kind of being accepted, or they're kind of being tolerated. And that's not how it should be. I know it's 2019 and we accept and cancel a lot, but that's one of the things that should definitely be canceled. And I think that for Wendy Williams, I'm glad that she got out of her situation. There's no time limit, or there's no proper time to get out. It's hard. It's whenever you're ready. But at the same time, I think that you definitely shouldn't stay. For Tokyo and Blac Chyna, I feel like at the end of the day, there's a lot that goes in with family and toxic relationships, a lot of past situations, and I get that. But sometimes you just gotta leave that where it is. And that brings me into, my advice about it. With toxic relationships, it can be difficult to really just separate yourself from the whole equation. Simply because usually toxic relationships are with people that you are the closest to, may have known for a while, you may be used to being around, and it may just feel comfortable being in that situation. But honestly, you're doing yourself a disjustice, because at the end of the day, you're not allowing yourself to truly meet or reach your potential. And at the end of the day, nobody wants to stay stagnant. Nobody wants to look up and 2-3 years from now, they in the same place with the same person. So I just hope that, in finding this video, you find part of yourself realizing that, okay, maybe this does relate to me. Maybe I am that person that I don't want to look up and be 2-3 years down the line, and I'm still in that toxic relationship. And what they cause you to do is they cause you to blame yourself. Because you'll blame yourself. You'll be like, well, if I didn't do this, this wouldn't have happened. If I change this, then maybe it'll be better. No. And thirdly, toxic relationships are not just with significant others. That's dead, actually. Toxic relationships can be in the workplace. They can be in your family, most definitely. They can be with your friends. Toxic relationships exist across the board. So it's not just one of those situations that you can feel like, well, that's my cousin, so I just accept that. Or that's my brother, and that's just how he is. No, honestly, cut them off. If it's for the betterment of yourself, if you feel like at the end of the day you're being held back, if you feel like you're being drugged through the mud, dealing with somebody, they don't do nothing but be negative, bring you down, always talk about you, always talking about people, they're never happy, they just don't seem like they got purpose to their life. It's cut them off. And then there's another type of negativity of toxic relationships and what they deal with. It could be also physical. It could be abusive. It could be emotionally abusive. It could be verbally abusive. People can sit here and talk down about you the whole time, never ever compliment you, never ever are there for you. They can never, give what you give in the relationship. And that's toxic as well. Nobody has time for that. When everybody's trying to be a better them, reach their goals, reach their potential, and it's just all around messed up how people will drag you to their level. 9 times out of 10 because they're already unhappy. But at the end of the day, those relationships do exist. Please, 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 please distance yourself from those people who are putting you in those relationships. They're not good for you. It will never be good for you. And you don't never know who you'll help in the long run. People always are watching you. You can help somebody say, hey, I saw you leave your toxic relationship, so I left mine. You made me feel okay about not talking to my brother or sister for a while. You made me feel better about the fact that I wasn't alone. I wasn't the only one who was getting beat on, you know, and that's amazing. Anytime you can impact somebody else's life from your story, from your testimony, that's amazing. So, guys, toxic relationships are a no-go. No. They just no. Don't do them. Get out of them. Make sure you let them go. So that's my Tye Tuesday spill for today. I'll see y'all next week. Don't forget to subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Tye Shairo. Yeah, so we'll weigh in on this. Follow me on Instagram for the weigh-in. Of course, y'all know I posted on my story. We talk about it. It's there. And thank y'all for the support.